Hey guys, today I'm doing a video on all my different rehomes that I've taken in over the past nearly 4 years of me owning reptiles. I'm not including King Ezekiel, Hellboy or Kalimdor because none of them came to me with health issues, so although they had homes before me and were given up because the owners got bored, there isn't as much of a story to go along with them, so I just don't feel like it's worth it. However, they all did have homes before coming to me. Kalimdor was a breeder, she's a crested gecko. Hellboy is a bearded dragon and his owner just got bored after a few weeks. And King Ezekiel had 3 or 4 different homes before me because people tried to cohabitate him and he did not like. First up we have Wilt and Odie. Right now my shoulder is a Wilt. Odie is from the same clutch of eggs as him. They live separately. It would be kind of handy to have them out at the same time, but I ain't risking it for the biscuit, so let's not do that. We'll do half the talking with Wilt and then half the talking with Odie. You won't even be able to tell the difference. First of all, let's get on with the basics. Wilt and Odie are snows. They're beautiful. I got them in December 2016, around the 30th. They both came to me with metabolic bone disease and it was really severe. They could barely walk. It was horrible to watch. The amount of times I cried watching them because it was just horrible. Basically I was at the reptile shop that I go to. They had a box of leopard geckos that had just came in. Someone was looking at them, I peered over and saw one that couldn't walk very well. My dad said to the guy like, oh, what's wrong with that one? He said metabolic bone disease. I was like, So the owner of the reptile shop said, you can have him for free if you want him. Like, I know that you'll look after him, so if you want him then take him. And I was like, sure, okay, why not? And then he spotted that the other one as well, whether that be Wilt or Odie, also had the same problem, and he was like, oh, here, you might as well have this one as well. So I took them. I wanted to get the opinion of a vet as to what would be the best action to get these two better. So I took them to the vet. They basically said, let's put them to sleep. And I was like, hold up. No, we won't know. We no do that. That is not what we are doing. So they said put them to sleep. I was like, no, I ain't doing that. I've had them for like 2 days. I'm giving them a chance to get better. And she basically said, okay, well, if they don't get better, then... So I basically said, let's give them a few weeks. Let's work out something. The vet gave me no idea as to what I should do to get them better. So I figured, okay, let's get calcium in them, let's get water in them, let's get food in them. Wilt was the less severe out of the two. He gets his name from an old cartoon show. One of the characters in it had like really weird legs and arms, so he suited that name, but he was less severe than what Odie was. Now we have Odie, and you can probably not tell the difference, but Odie was the more severe out of the two. So straight away after getting them home from the vets, I started doing stuff that I could think would help. You know, I was quite disappointed that the vets gave me no indication of what to do apart from put them to sleep. So that was annoying. But so from that day, every single day I started putting a little dab of calcium onto their nose so that they would lick it off, and also started putting a little dab of water on their nose so they would lick that off. The other thing was they wasn't eating at this stage, so what I started doing for that, a little trick that the reptile guy gave me, was using liquid glycerin, putting a tiny splodge of that onto their nose, and that kind of kickstart their eating again. And it did, it worked. It causes no harm to them at all. It's literally what you put in some stuff when you bake it. Causes no harm, it just kickstart their eating, and that worked. They started eating again, so I started being able to supplement their food as well with calcium, which made life a lot easier. I also gave them little cuttlefish bone blocks in their houses so that they could eat that too, or lick it, which they was doing. So within about 2 weeks they went from not being able to walk to being able to climb out of their little starter tank and get onto my hand. They started being able to behave like a normal leopard gecko. Now if you look at them you can't even tell that there was anything ever wrong with them. They climb, they eat, they're my best eaters, they always have the best weight. They weigh around 90 to 100 grams. They're big. They're both boys. Yeah, they've come a really long way and it only took about 2 weeks. They wasn't getting any UVB. I keep my leopards in a rack system so they don't have UVB, but once they was better I started taking them out into the garden for like 5 minutes in the summer to get some natural sunlight. That was after they was better though, so they would lick calcium off my fingers, which made it a lot easier to get calcium into them. So yeah, that is Will and Odie's little story. As you can see, they're just normal leopard geckos now, and I'm so proud of how far they have came. And yeah, they're healthy, they're happy. They are messy little buggers though. Will and Odie are my messiest. They ruin their tub within a day. It's ridiculous. So this is Draenor. Ignore that she has stuck shed. She still has issues with shedding. She has a moist hide. I may have to give her a little soak to try and help her out a little bit. But let's get on to her first and then we'll talk about that. So I got her after I rehomed Asteroid. She has a skin condition where her skin wrinkles and her eyes look different from a normal leopard gecko's. If you can tell, it's way bigger, and then on this side it's crinkled, if you can see that. So in that eye she sometimes needs eye drops if it gets shut, and sometimes she can't reopen it, so the eye drops help. But because of her crinkly skin she isn't the best at shedding. She has issues. I mean, all of them have a moist hide, but she prefers to sit on top of hers rather than in hers. She's so smiley, look at that face. She has like a huge crinkle underneath her chin too, it's weird. When she came to me, basically I got her after I rehomed Asteroid. The guy at the reptile shop has a lot of leopard geckos because he breeds, and he basically said like, do you want her because you can give her a bit more time than what I can. So I was like, cool. Isn't the best with handling. She's like 4 years old. What was I about to say? She went off of food when she came here and she dropped down to about 5 grams. She had to be force fed, unfortunately, because she wouldn't take it otherwise. And then she started eating by herself. After about a week of being force fed, she then started eating independently, and now she's gone back up to about 40 grams, which she don't look 40 grams, but she is. And she just has a very, very slender body anyway. She isn't a chunky girl. The only thing that still concerns me is her eyes. Because sometimes she does need eye drops, and she don't like having eye drops in, obviously. But sometimes she needs them, and the only other thing is her shedding. But we'll try and get that sorted today. So this is Asteroid. I have no idea how old Asteroid is. in 2017, which is also when I got Draenor. I didn't say I got both of them in 2017 in around April-ish time. So my leopard gecko Jupiter passed away and I had space for another leopard gecko. This one. We rang the reptile shop and basically said, do you have any that you can't sell? And they had Asteroid. She has the same skin condition as what Draenor has, but it isn't as severe at all, you can barely tell, but she does have the crinkly eyes, which are kind of noticeable. She isn't as severe as what Draenor's is, but she still does need eye drops every now and again. I notice it's mostly after shedding she ends up not being able to open up her eyes. She does everything that a gecko is meant to do. She's really sweet. It's just those eyes. Oh, my hand twitches. There we go. Yeah, as you can see, the eyes are just crinkly. Once the eye drops are in, they usually open up again within like a day. So they aren't left with closed eyes for long. But yeah, that's literally all about Draenor and Asteroid, because they're just simple little rehomes that just need a little bit of extra TLC every now and again. She's a beautiful albino belle, so it's a shame that she wasn't picked up, because she is beautiful, but I'm happy that she didn't get picked up because then I got her. Yay. So this right here is Pumpkin. Pumpkin is a corn snake. Pumpkin's a complicated snake is what she is. She is one of my mum's friend's snakes, and he needed her looking after for a while. So I did that. I looked after her for a while, and he's never came back to get her, basically, and ignores any texts about her. So I've had her since like March last year, so I assume that she's kind of my snake now. I don't know. She isn't the best eater. She tends to give off signs as if she's got a respiratory infection, but she hasn't. We've had her checked. She's completely healthy. So the only thing that we can guess is that she has some sort of neurological issue. She stargazes, so she just gazes at the sky for ages. If she strikes toward food, if the food is here, she will strike here. The food's here. What are you doing? She has never actually gotten the food from me like dangling it, so it basically gets dropped in after its head's been heated, and then she finds it on the floor. She finds it fine like that and she eats it like that. She also has a thing about if you touch her back too quick, then she will swing around and try to bite you. So I'm not a fan of getting her out of her tank. We're not sure what caused the neurological issues. We don't know if it's the previous owner or if it's just how she was born. Don't know. She I have no idea how old she is. She was quite skinny when she came to me. Now she's probably a tiny bit overweight. But she was only getting fed like once a month, if that. At first it was every 7 when I was trying to get weight on her, and now it's about every 10. Which seems to do her, like, she's big, she has just been fed, so she's probably gonna go toilet on me. Hopefully not. But yeah, she has weird eyes too. Her eyes don't look like corn snakey, if you get what I mean. I don't know, she just has a weird little face. Yeah, she's just really twitchy. She's a weird snake, but she is nice once you get her out. It's just the getting her out part. She does tend to do better when she's in a plastic tub. That's when she calms down and doesn't stargaze or anything. But at the moment she's still in what her owner brought her in, and when she wasn't eating in that, I moved her into a tub and she done better. But then the tub was needed for one of my other snakes, so she had to go back into her tank, which is a monk field, which isn't the best. I don't really like it, but I still need to move around some of my animals anyway, so that will be dealt with soon. It's just I don't want to move her and stuff and then her owner come back a year and a bit later and say, oh, I want her back now. See the issue? So that is all for my rehomes that have health issues. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please leave a like and subscribe if you want, hit the bell, all that funky stuff, and I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.